Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me, Gregory Mannarino. First off, how we doing? You can hear me? You can see me? I hope so. All right, look, a lot of stuff to cover. I really don't even know where to start. But anyway, hold on one second. I'm having an issue here. Monday, sorry, February 3rd, 2025. Something is happening. And at first, when I saw this, I almost laughed. I'll be honest with you, but something is going on here. This is Market Watch. Elon Musk may have staged a 21st century coup at the Treasury Department. Let me just read this to you real quick. So, Elon Musk has reportedly taken over the Treasury Department's payment system, putting him in a position to unilaterally cut off federal spending to disfavored programs and setting off accusations that the United States is about to descend into a constitutional crisis. Controlling the system would allow the Trump administration to unilaterally and potentially illegally cut off payments to millions of Americans, blah, 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 blah. When I first saw it, I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. Then all of a sudden, New York Times, same thing, reporting on the same thing. Then you got Fox News reporting on the same thing. Then you got, I don't even know who this was. Some other one. Same kind of headline here. And then you got it's everywhere. Something has happened here at the Treasury. I guess we're going to find out what's actually going on with all that. I'm having a little issue here with this thing. I'm so sorry. Tyler, thank you so much. You guys hear me? Yeah. Anyway, cool. So we're gonna need to pay attention to this. We'll see what's actually going on. Look, when stuff like this floats out, thank you, I appreciate it. When stuff like this gets pushed out there, there's a lot of confusion. There's a lot of speculation. Obviously, something has occurred here at the U.S. Treasury, and we do need to talk about that. With regard to the stock market, frankly. I mean, a miraculous turnaround. We were down nearly 700 points with regard to the Dow Jones Industrial Average. This is where we finished across the board. I mean, fractional. I mean, look at these percentages. We talked about this morning. The debt market was telling us something. The debt market, believe me, is the key to all this. Although we saw some flattening of the yield curve on the back of the announced tariffs and Trump's airstrikes on targets in Somalia, yeah, there was a little bit of issue there. But the 10-year yield here in the United States, the benchmark, didn't do anything. So as we discussed this morning, it looked like nothing was actually going to go on. Now, a couple of things here I want to cover why the market recovered to a large degree. Number one, and this is a big plus, and let's give a shout out to President Trump. Let's give credit where credit's due. Always got to do that, okay? But we're going to hold people accountable, as we always do as well. So the U.S. tariffs on Mexico paused for a month after a border deal. So Trump is satisfied now that Mexico is going to send 10,000 troops to the border to stop the flow of illegal drugs and illegal aliens from crossing over. Trump has lifted the tariffs now for a month. This is definitely a positive thing. The market responded well to it. Lori, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm not surprised. Of course they are. Anyway, so this is good. Now, with regard to Canada, and we got China here, nothing yet over there. Any progress? We'll see how it plays out. Trump is also warning the UK, the European Union as well, that they're going to get tariffs soon. So we'll see how the market swallows that. Now, with regard to the stock market today, a couple of things happened. I wasn't aware of a part of this. So let me go over this with you. So obviously, there's been some kind of an agreement with Mexico. Very good. We don't need this. We don't need a trade war. It's going to hurt everybody. You all know that. We all want to see this resolved as quickly as possible. All right, it's a no-brainer here. Small businesses around the world are going to get hit. The consumer is going to get hit. It's not good. So that definitely was a relief to the market, obviously, and I think the market knew it. I mean, look at the 10-year yield. Look at the debt market. The debt market is always right. Forget about the freaking freak show stock market. Now, when I first saw this, of course, look, I'm the kind of guy that I give everybody the benefit of the doubt until I am shown the light. Maybe, So in a switch, Trump approves the Fed's latest decision to hold rates steady. Now, if you recall, Trump went off on a tirade for 3 days. Now, all of a sudden, it's kind of quiet, really quiet, after the Fed did not cut rates. Now, I saw this as a positive thing. I'm like, hold on a second here. Maybe Trump is, people are allowed to change their mind. They're allowed to change their mind. And I've been hoping that President Trump would say, wait a minute, maybe I got this wrong. Maybe we need to raise rates. And, he was demanding lower rates, which precipitated a meltdown over the Fed not lowering rates. But this is what happened. And, it kind of bothers me. Nearly simultaneously, and again, I wasn't aware of this at first, when Trump made his public announcement that, he's okay with the Fed now, pausing, they floated out Fed freaking creature vomitous mass puke subhuman non-human entity Bullard. Okay, now Bullard had to say this: inflation will slow, allowing the Fed to cut rates. Now let me read this to you. So the Fed is now reassuring that rate cuts are coming, and obviously this is why Trump has reached his moment of peace, I guess, with what the Fed just did. And that bothers me. It bothers me. Let me read this to you. The Federal Reserve has floated out Bullard, and that's being nice, to reassure the markets that Fed rate cuts are in fact coming. Now, I don't believe in coincidences. I wrote, so on the same day that Trump is now agreeing with the Fed pause after a 3-day tirade blasting the Fed for not cutting rates, all of a sudden, they float out this creature here, and he said the Fed believes, are you ready? You can't make this up because we've been hearing the same story for I don't know how long. You remember it was temporary, it was transitory. So this is what this creature is saying now. The Fed believes that inflation will fall. It's going to fall, which will allow for the Fed to cut rates moving forward. So really a coincidence here? That's another reason why the stock market's, nearly erased its losses. So I wrote, come on. We all know that the Fed, along with central banks, are going to proceed with rate cuts moving forward, and therefore we will see currency purchasing power destruction. This allows the central bank to inflate. So I wrote here, Trump knows the Fed is going to cut rates. He knew it. We knew it. I thought that maybe the man had some kind of an epiphany, and he was going to start to say, you know what? We got to start making the Fed raise rates here. But that would destroy the stock market. You understand? The ocean of debt and the illusion here of the market, this is just on the back of easy money and artificially suppressed rates. So here Trump knows the Fed is going to cut rates. He was well aware of this before he made his peace with the Federal Reserve. Okay, I'm fine now after I blew my stock off, which he's allowed to do. Absolutely, people are allowed to change their mind. But this, I'm sorry, people. No coincidence here in my view. And this is just a continuation of the game being played on we the people. I mean, come on, man. Come on. It's just whatever it is. And this just is breaking here. Trump administration is asking Congress to approve a $1 billion weapons package for Israel. Okay. Imagine our shock. It's not going to stop. None of this stuff is going to stop. What can I tell you, guys and girls? It's I think we're all on the same page here. It looks like 86% of you do not believe this was a coincidence here. I really believed, look, let me tell you something. Hope can really twist your mind a little bit. I was like, whoa. Trump is seeing the light. We don't need lower rates. Let's destroy Let's destroy the Federal Reserve. You know how you destroy the Federal Reserve? By going against what they want to do. And that is lower rates, like every other central bank wants to do, like they're all doing right now. This pause by the Federal Reserve, this pause is garbage. Let me tell you something. This is what's going to end up happening. Regardless of what may or may not have happened here at the Treasury, and we need to follow that. The economy of the world is going to slow, okay? It's not going to change. This is going to give central banks, including the Fed, all the firepower they need to say, hey, you know what? We have to stimulate. Even though we have near historically low rates, we're going to lower them even further. I still say that there is a very high probability that we're going to get negative rates moving forward. It's probably going to be the European Central Bank as well. European Central Bank, the Federal Reserve, and, they're looking for every excuse to do it. Come on. I think we're all on the same page here. James, thank you. It's just, does it sound right to you what I'm saying here, or is Greg completely lost? Man, I don't know. We're just going to see more of this nonsense and distractions and deceptions. And I'm just as curious about you as to what actually happened here at the Treasury. We'll see what's going on, guys and girls. But it's all the same. It's all the stuff you and I would expect to see here in this environment. Look, me, you, we understand where we're at here. We don't need to allow these criminal institutions, I'm talking about central banks, to rule our lives, to dictate monetary policy. Imagine if we, the people, actually took back the financial system. And, look, imagine if we were putting even 1 ounce of effort into making the United States the constitutional money capital of the world. The Constitution is going to be ripped up. I'm telling you right now that regardless of what may have happened here at the Treasury, there's already a lot of stuff going on, okay? Stuff that we'll talk about when we move forward. Greg Mannarino here talks to everybody, and I know everybody, all right? There's stuff going on here to undermine the Constitution of the United States, and I think it's going to be, we're probably going to see eventually, when the debt bubble bursts, we're going to see pandemonium in the streets on a massive scale. Thank you. I appreciate that, Jack, a lot. What if the Fed's saying they'll what if the Fed is saying they'll lower to go against Trump and change his mind? No, the Fed every central bank wants to lower rates. That's how they inflate. It's their sole goal is to inflate it. Then come on, man. Do you really believe that the trajectory of currency destruction, purchasing power losses that have been going on for decades is going to automatically stop? Come on. Wake up a little bit. It's not going to stop. The mechanism of puppets working with their central bank, this is going to continue here. Again, the mechanism of artificially suppressed rates and easy money just, causes cash to go right up to the 1% and 2%. It's got to come out of you. Higher rates would mean an increase in purchasing power. We got to build the economy from the bottom up, not from the top down. Top down don't work. It don't work. I don't know. Right, Keith? Thank you. You're right. All the world is a stage. Top down don't work. We've been sold this lie for I don't know how freaking long. It don't work. We got to build it up from the bottom up. And how you do that is giving the people back what they're working for. I mean, come on, man. A loss of purchasing power of the currency means you got to work harder and you got to work longer to make ends meet. People can't survive. Food banks here in the United States, they're all in a deficit right now. It's an amazing thing what we're seeing it, but $1 billion now for weaponry going to Israel. Okay, great, fantastic. You're behind that. I'm sure that you think it's the greatest thing in the world. Those of you that support Trump, because whatever he does is great. Now, look, I give credit where credit's due. What I'm saying here is what Trump has just done with Mexico. It's fantastic. It's freaking great. Absolutely. I've given the man credit over and over and over again. But because I don't think the guy walks on water and I'm willing to call him out, like we all should. This is our duty to call out our so-called leaders. Right, Dr. Rizran? I appreciate it. Tariffs, there's a lot of going on here with the tariffs and a lot of metals being moved over here right now. It's an interesting concept. But look, man, no, absolutely. We don't want to see any of this stuff here, but we're going to give credit where credit's due. No doubt about it. But we're going to call people out too. I almost never really, and you guys can vouch for this, gave Biden credit for anything because he just was a destroyer. I had every name under the sun And some stuff I was a little over the top with. Thank you, Pat85. I appreciate that. With Biden, Creature, Mummy Man, but he's out of the picture now. It don't matter. It's a thing, Creature. He's also a vomitous mass puke. Biden and the other one, Kamala, vomitous mass puke too. But they're not in the picture anymore. They're out there, man. Now we got this new thing now. We'll see. We'll see where it goes. Absolutely. Yeah, the MMRI. You're looking at it, didn't do much. It was telling us this morning. The MMRI again nailed it. Nailed it. Let me tell you what I did this morning. I went over, I saw stock futures down like 600 and something points. I said, okay, hold on a minute. What's the MMRI say? Abe, thank you. MMRI. Beautiful. I was like, okay, nothing's really going on. The debt market isn't telling us anything, but we did get a flattening of the yield curve. Okay, we'll see. Let me tell you something about yield curve. Okay, the yield curve is being controlled. Yield curve control is in full effect right now. I think we can all agree on that. I mean, when central bank, they're just manipulating everything. I think we're pretty much on the same page. It's an incredible thing to see. But nothing is real in this environment. So when you see things about the Treasury just got taken over, you got to wonder if it's real. But it's being covered everywhere. And I have no idea what's actually going on. Apparently, the head of the department was relieved of duty in one of these articles and having a fit over it. But we'll see. You guys get some information. Please share it out here as well. I really do. I do think, this is our thing. So we got to come together on all this. Anyway, look, man, what do we expect? Bullard promising lower rates. Trump is satisfied with that. We're getting lower rates. And I still say we're getting series of rate cuts this year. Long commodities. Absolutely, Jonathan. You're in the right spot. Oh, anyway. All right, guys. Now, listen. Before we get out of here, is there anything you want to cover before we get out of here? I don't. I got. Not that I'm rushing anybody. I'm here for you guys and girls. I got band practice again tonight, just down the block at Greg's Garage. Greg, my neighbor, Greg, is a cool guy. He's a drummer. And we're going to go jam out in his garage. It's hot here. I'm going to be friggin' sweating bullets out there, but that's okay. Anything else? What is with all the? I don't know what's up with that. You gotta wonder. Yeah, let's put tariffs on everybody, and then they'll hit us back with tariffs because so far Canada ain't backing down, China's not backing down, and this thing with Mexico. Look, let's all be honest, man. This was the easy part of it, in my view. It was really not a big deal to send some troops over there, and Trump says, okay, let's get rid of the tariffs, of course, So I think the real struggle is going to be dealing with other nations with the tariffs that are going to hit us back, obviously. So the net gain is what? This, of course. Clemente, thank you. I appreciate it. Looking so. Thank you, Dr. Rizman. I appreciate that too. And then with the BRICS nations, they're not backing down with the threats from Trump to not circumvent the dollar. Trump understands, as we all do, that having the world reserve currency is a privilege, and we get to export our inflation to the rest of the world. Gold price manipulation, Mike, 100%, man. It's out of control. It's going to continue. Why? The game is still risk on, in my view. We'll see where this goes. The market has yet to even have a real correction. Yes, the market's gone nowhere since the high of the S&P 500 back in December. I get that, but with cryptocurrencies, they made it a miraculous turnaround too. Did you see that? That's crazy, man. That's just crazy. My favorite crypto. Look, I think people need to be exposed to a bunch of them. You all know that just recently I added to my Bitcoin and XRP holding. I will continue to do that. Indeed, thank you. I appreciate that too. You guys and girls are great. The beginning of every month, I really do ask you guys to support my work, and I really do appreciate those of you that do it. If you want to support my work, there are links in the description of this video, and I do appreciate that. All right, guys, I think we're kind of here. We've done what we had said, but I want to hear from you on the stuff that we covered here. Again, this is definitely a great thing. Let's give credit where credit's due to Trump here, Jonathan. Thank you. Yeah, they are. They're primarily exactly on with Mexico. Let's see what happens. Again, I want this to end quickly. I think it would help people out. Honestly, the world economy, we got to learn to cooperate, man. And it's really the truth because it's we the people end up paying for everything anyway. We it gets sucked right out of us, of course. Um, anyway, so weapons for $1 billion worth of weapons for Israel. You're all for that or against that? Where do you guys stand on that? Are you for or you're against? For or against? For or against? Anybody want to comment? Yeah, where is Amanda? And all this other stuff. All right, look, we're gonna get out of here, people. Look, this guy loves you from the heart with all I got. I mean that. Let's take care of each other as always. And again, I appreciate all of you for being here, for your thumbs up. If I've earned it, I would appreciate a thumbs up as well, guys and girls. And we will get together tomorrow as usual. Now, again, honestly, with regard to this thing with the Treasury, if you find out anything, post here, Brian. Thank you, I appreciate that. So everyone can, we can all get up to speed. It's very difficult to follow all this stuff. Trust me, my head's gonna explode. And so I will do my work with this, and you guys and girls as well. Let's see what happened here with this whole thing and how this is going to play out. I am certain it's going to be covered on the media outlets. I don't trust any of it. I hate it all anyway. And I think we're pretty much on the same page with all that. All right. So until we meet again in the morning, which we will, I promise. All right. People, take care of yourselves. All right. And take care of each other. I'll see you.